Let us now move on to the next sutra, that is sutra number 7, which says Pratyaksha Anumana Agamah Pramanani. Or when we break the words, it becomes Pratyaksh Anuman Agama Pramanani. In English, it means Pratyaksh Anuman Agama is or are these sources of pramana. So pramana is the right knowledge. Pratyaksh Anuman Agama is the source of right knowledge. Pratyaksh means direct perception, Anuman means inference, and Agama means verbal testimony. So we can say direct perception, inference and verbal testimony are the sources of right knowledge. Remember, in previous sutra, Patanjali described the named the 5 classification of vrittis: pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra and smriti. Now in this sutra, he is explaining what is pramana. So pramana is the right knowledge or the vritti of right knowledge. So there are 3 sources of right knowledge: Pratyaksh, which is sense perception; Anuman, which is inference; and Agama means verbal testimony. So Pratyaksh means direct perception, direct cognition, direct sense perception, where the senses are coming in contact with the object and gaining the knowledge. For example, I look at a flower in front of me, so my eyes, the sense object, is coming in contact with the flower with the help of the mind. The presence of mind is always there, and then I receive this knowledge in the form of a beautiful flower. So this is right knowledge. There is no error in this knowledge because it is directly cognized by me. I see it directly. When I hear someone calling my name, I hear it directly from my ears. That is the right knowledge or pramana. So given the fact that your senses are healthy and your mind is working in contact with the senses, the information that you receive is always correct and without error. So this is the first source of right knowledge, which is Pratyaksh, the direct sense perception. Second is the inference. In inference, we use logical reasoning. If your reasoning steps are correct, then with the help of inference also we can arrive at right knowledge. There is a smoke behind the hill, and then what I can conclude? I can conclude that there is a fire, because whenever there is a smoke, there has to be fire. I cannot see the fire, my senses cannot reach there because it is behind the hill. But through the faculty of inference, by using logical reasoning, I can very safely and correctly conclude that there is a fire. There is the house, and the shoes of the house owner are outside of the house. So I can conclude that the owner of the house is inside the house. I cannot see the owner of the house, but I can conclude that he has removed his shoes outside. It means he is sitting inside. So these are the examples of inference. By using inference, we can arrive at right knowledge. But again, we have to be very careful that our reasoning has to be correct. Third is the Agama or verbal testimony. What does this mean? Agama or verbal testimony means the words of a person or book of authority. A person or book carrying certain authority, that word, his word, or that book's particular book word can be the source of right knowledge. So Agama means verbal testimony, the words of a person who is the authority of the field, or the book who is the authority of the subject matter. The man, the person having the first hand knowledge can be the source of right knowledge. For example, you want to learn anatomy and physiology. So a doctor is the right person, a qualified doctor who has the degree of medical science is the right person to give you the necessary information or knowledge regarding anatomy and physiology. You want to know about the Karma Yoga. Bhagavad Gita is the text of authority. When you want to know about Karma Yoga, you will go to Bhagavad Gita. You will not go to Narad Bhakti Sutra. Because when it comes to Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Gita is the Agamah. It is the book of the authority. It has the first hand knowledge. You want to learn, you want to know about yoga, you will read Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Because Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the book of authority. You want to learn Hatha Yoga, from a teacher, you will go to a qualified teacher, because he is the person who is having the first hand knowledge of Hatha Yoga, who is the authority over the subject. His words has to be considered as true and not someone else. So when it comes to Agama, now Agama is a very widely used knowledge, widely used method of gaining right knowledge. And here is that we can commit a mistake, because now knowledge is spread across. Every individual nowadays is claiming himself, herself as the person of authority on certain subject. And then we have large number of books, so many books are there, and then there is the internet. Now it's our duty to filter the person or book or the resources that are available on the internet, and to very carefully judge which article, which book or which person is the person of authority. That you will hear, that person's word you will hear, that book you will read, that article you will read. Otherwise it will lead to accumulation of junk knowledge. Most of the times we are just accumulating inside us junk knowledge because we don't know, we don't understand the importance of Agama or the verbal testimony. So always pay attention whenever you are listening to some person, whenever you are reading a book or an article, a random article from internet, when you are reading certain book, when you are listening to a person on YouTube, on news channel, or reading something in the newspaper, be very careful what is the source of this knowledge. The person you are listening should have the necessary qualification. He should fit into the Agama. He should be the man with first hand knowledge. a patient goes to the doctor along with his friend. So now the patient is complaining some problem in the stomach. He says that I have stomach pain, and next to him is the friend, and the friend is also saying to the doctor, yes, he has abdominal pain, but I think the problem is in the back. He is not able to understand his real problem. Whom do you think doctor will listen to? Doctor will listen to the patient who is having the pain in the abdomen, because he is the person who is carrying the first hand knowledge of that pain. He knows where is the pain. So this patient is the Agamah for the doctor. He will listen to the patient because from him only he can receive the first hand knowledge, the correct knowledge of where the pain is inside the body. So these are the three means of right knowledge: Pratyaksha, Anumana and Agamah. Pratyaksha is the sense perception, direct cognition. Anumana is the inference or logical reasoning, and third is the verbal testimony known as Agamah. And this right knowledge is a vritti. So there is no liberation, whether it is right knowledge or wrong knowledge, howsoever refined and carefully you are collecting knowledge. Patanjali Yoga says that this is also a vritti, and yoga means chitta vritti nirodh. This right knowledge also has to be removed. We come to it later. Everything has to be removed, everything has to be unlearned, everything has to be cleared inside us. Chitta has to become absolutely clear, pristine, and has to be taken back to its original state. That is the state of yoga, chitta vritti nirodh.